Let's go ahead now and go over some of the news I have here in my stacks. ABC News is running the headline, "Foreign policy experts agree with Ron Paul's foreign policy and say that the military expenditures are bankrupting us and paying for military occupation and forces in all these different wealthy nations is basically bankrupting our society." Here's one: new privacy fears as police could track your GPS without warrant. They're already doing it. Here it is: Supreme Court to hear GPS surveillance case. Or lower courts have ruled, yeah, there's no Fourth Amendment. Who needs that? We got banker occupation. We got cancer virus vaccines, fluoride water. We don't need freedom and everything it built. Get rid of that birthright and bring in some slavery. That's what we want. That's fun. And globalism's really done good for the country. Well, get ready for a lot more. This is just the beginning. It's kind of like falling off the edge of a cliff. You kind of bounce down. You know, it's kind of a jagged, not straight down. You kind of bounce and then roll, and then kind of at the bottom there's a bigger drop. And you drop, and you go, oop, and you feel your leg break. And you're like, wow, that was really horrible. Until you realize you're actually rolling down towards a bigger cliff. And you're like, oh, that looks like about 500 feet. Well, I guess I'm about to die. We've just kind of been bouncing down the side here, and it's like, oh, look, there's a 500-foot drop. Boy, as bad as it is, blood coming out our faces and broken legs societally, we're about to fall off the big cliff. And the media's like, yay, yay. Ventura's bad because he didn't like people grabbing his genitals. He's a weirdo. Ah, yay, yay. People are like, grope our children, yes, steal everything. We love paramilitary police at checkpoints. It's freedom. It makes us feel safe. Borders wide open. Here's another one. DHS official. You would never know if the streetlights were spying on you. Homeland Security update invokes Orwell's 1984. Because they actually said that. And see, now they're quoting it at you. That's right. We're doing it. We're breaking your will. Details surrounding the federally funded streetlights and doubled as omnipresent surveillance devices aren't getting any less creepy. A deputy Homeland Security director told Fox, Charlotte, you will never know if Big Sis is watching. A quote that wouldn't look out of place in George Orwell's 1984. They actually say, you'll never know if Big Sis is watching. We're creepy. We're creepy. Take your shots, eat your GMO, brush with your fluoride, kiddies. Why is everybody getting cancer? Never mind that. Don't read all our official Homeland Security documents. Don't read the Rockefeller Foundation about it. Just do what we say. We're here to help you. Yes. Yes, we're shipping the drugs in. Be sure and use them. Then we'll put you in prison. And we're not just saying that for dramatic effect. The idea you can never be certain whether or not Big Brother was watching and feeling of constantly under supervision is a dominant theme in the 1949 dystopian novel that depicted a totalitarian state under which the population is kept under constant surveillance. But see, I'm beginning to realize here, we were mentally ill. I was bad. You were bad. 1984 is a book of freedom. It is good. The Declaration of Independence is bad. Remember articles a few weeks ago in the news? Is the Declaration of Independence illegal? And the articles were like, yeah, it's bad. But see, 1984, it's good. Actually, we were all wrong. It's not bad. It's good. You see, now you're starting to really understand the freedom. Now you're starting to realize the government cares about you. They care so much about you. They put Al-Qaeda in control of Libya because they're fighting Al-Qaeda. Now you're beginning to understand double think, double speak, double plus good. And now they have Homeland Security people on the news saying, you never know if Big Sis is watching and listening and giggling. Just like, yeah, slaves, you think it's bad now. Woo! We're getting ready. We got the camps ready. We got the rape rooms ready, just like at Abu Ghraib, and we're ready. Oh, we're ready, and we're going to tell you to line up and turn your guns in, and you're going to do it. Just as long as they have some good old boy up on the news going, we're doing this because Al-Qaeda hit us. Nobody likes it, but it's what we got to do. Anybody that doesn't turn them in is with Al-Qaeda. And good old boys will be like, I guess I'm turning them in. No way the government went bad on me. Anyone not turning in their firearms is a terrorist sympathizer. You shouldn't get upset. You shouldn't get upset about federally funded blood draws all over the country, or Homeland Security announcing they want to start setting up forced quarantines and roundups. You shouldn't get upset about taxes so high it's bankrupting many people, or NAFTA and GATT deindustrializing the country. No, it's weird to be involved. It's weird to be upset. And they almost ended Ventura's show because of the budget issues of him saying he wouldn't fly, and they couldn't afford to have private jets, so he drives around in his own personal RV all over the country. And I mean, I just, you know, being behind the scenes and watching them, how they turn this around and how they operate, and how these whore talk show hosts think it's cute to see total classical police state in our face and make excuses for it. I mean, I got an article up at Infowars.com, headline, DHS official, you never know when streetlights are listening to you. And they're making announcements. Yes, no one knows when we're surveilling them. I mean, directly out of 1984, federal streetlights listening to us without warrants? I mean, it's beyond 1984. And what's happened is a lot of these yuppies and sellouts and people who bought into the system, they will make whatever excuses they need. Once you buy into corruption, once you buy into Big Brother, you can't admit as it gets worse and worse that you were wrong. No, that's not what these cowards do. Instead, they just sit there and make excuses for no matter what happens. And that's the thing about tyranny. In every society, if you study the sociology, the psychology, the certain groups that go along with the system will then put up with anything. Whether it was crazy Roman emperors or the Aztecs, it doesn't matter. Let me ask you this question. I mean, now everything we've talked about is unfolding. It's all happening. What do you think's coming next in this whole New World Order situation? I mean, if it's already gotten this crazy, what's coming next? Criminals took over the government. They robbed all of the investments. Mega banks are openly taking houses they don't even own, that aren't even in debt. Totally paid for homes. That's all over the news. No one gets in trouble. They're stealing the veterans' pension funds. They're announcing they're getting ready to cut the veterans' pensions, what's left of them. It's just a totally criminal government. It's not our government. What do you think about all of this and where it's going? They are putting out this idea that as a citizen, you just do whatever government and special interests say, and you don't have any right to any opinion or anything, and that it's unpatriotic. And if you don't like the TSA sticking their hands down your pants, groping your wife, your children, putting you in a microwave oven, if you don't like them having the borders wide open and the government being caught dealing drugs and shipping guns out of the country, then leave it. That'd be kind of like if you were in Mexico and don't like the 60,000 dead. Keep saying 40, it's 60,000 in 3 years plus now. I guess it's like leave Mexico then. I guess that's what the illegals are doing. But, you know, the point here is that you can't just leave it. You got to fix it. In fact, most sociologists and political scientists have shown, and common sense proves it, if you just look at it, you got 30-plus million people from Mexico here, and there's 100 million there. And Mexico used the U.S. as a steam valve. Imagine if those 30 million people had been made to stay there and fight. They would have overthrown that corrupt oligarchy they got down there. We also have all over the country in the last 2 weeks, police announcing they're going to get tough with protesters. They're going to shoot you with rubber bullets in the face, as there's now videos coming out. They're going to tear gas you for no reason. They're going to billy club you if you have a camera, including mainstream media. They've gone from the darlings that government said, oh, here's the park for you. Let the unions bring you some pizzas. Here's some porta potties to go away. And that's because they thought this would be part of the Democratic Party re-election campaign 2012 as a way to rebrand the Democrats as anti-establishment. That didn't work, and so Occupy Wall Street is going to be getting a rubber bullet upside the head, their First Amendment. People are like, they're honoring the First Amendment. What's happening? Oh, Acorn is helping. George Soros is helping. Michael Moore is helping. Nancy Pelosi says they're great. Ben Bernanke says they're wonderful. Obama loves them. Goldman Sachs is loving them. Oh, they're calling for redistribution of wealth and communism to take the middle-class money and give it to the bankers. So they tried to control it on record. Now it's admitted that they tried to take control of it and did to a certain extent, but it just didn't work. So now It's time for clobbering. And again, I'm against the attack on the First Amendment, and these police really are shameful across the country. People are like, wow, they're telling people, come on out, and the police are saying they're going to be there to provide you with security. It's friendly. All over the country, the word went out from the feds to their federalized local police departments that are nothing more than little prostitutes of the federal globalist Gestapo. They were, you are honored. We appreciate you. So everybody who was scared to go out and protest the last decade, watching families with babies being pepper sprayed, billy clubbed for no reason, cops spraying pepper spray in Portland and other areas, point blank in babies' faces, and laughing, and if mama don't like it, billy club in the teeth. Because the message was, you don't come out and demonstrate. You understand us? You shut up, you scum. You have no First Amendment. And they hired Delta Force. All the major papers reported in Seattle in '99 was there running airplanes full of anarchist communists that they flew in. And they were, it's all in my film, The Takeover, police admitting it. They were ordered to let them loot, and then they were housed in a government building and protected by police. This is how they do it. But now it's like, you're our friends. Obama likes you. You want higher taxes to pay it in banker bailouts? Austerity? Come on. Come on, the October Revolution. Come on, the mega banks that funded Marx and Engels and then Lenin and then Stalin. Love you. Here's your communist armband. Oh, you're not going to do what we say? Officers open fire. And the cops are like, you better believe we're ready. Because they've been taught, the cops have been taught they're a bunch of communists because the globalists have basically spoken for them. Well, they are setting up checkpoints, and I remember going to urban warfare drills right when they were getting rid of Glass-Steagall and gearing up for this, and watching Marines training to take our guns, and then watching them train to take U.S. citizens, put them on their knees, and shoot them in the back of the head. It's all in Police State 2000, and people saw that and were so freaked out they accused me of having fake aircraft carriers land and hiring thousands of troops. And people just couldn't believe it was real. But the good news is, though, the military is woken up. The problem is they pick the crazies and the ones that want to pull triggers on Americans. They psychologically test them and make them cops. And it's weird. I mean, it's like somebody in make-believe. Like one of my kids dresses up like a Superman or something and is running around jumping off the furniture. I see these feds and cops now, and they're like running around like they're in a movie, strutting and staring and bugging their eyes out at everyone. And it's like, hey, lunatic, you work for the people that bring the drugs in and stage 9/11. You work for the terrorists. I mean, I can't have punk, coward scum looking at me like I'm bad all day when they work for the murdering criminals, and I know it. Murdering scum, murdering filth, murdering trash, terrorist killers of 9/11, setting up checkpoints everywhere. I indict you. I indict you. And if you're not evil and you're a cop, then speak out against it, like the police that have sent us the internal stuff where they say the Homeland Security thing is for veterans, gun owners, libertarians, conservatives in the fetters. Of course it is. Of course it is. But I guess they just psychologically test these guys, because I see feds now, and they literally are like a joke. They're bugging their eyes out, strutting around in black uniforms, trying to intimidate you. And I just instantly am like, as a man, like, this is a criminal. This is a threat. I mean, I'm immediately, my instinct's like, criminal. I mean, you know, I mean, it's like a dog when it knows somebody's bad. It's like, who are, but they actually think they're good guys. It's real weird. They think that they're Jack Bauer and your wife is the terrorist. Listen, I was flying out of Austin a few weeks ago, and I thought it was a joke. A gray-haired TSA guy goes, one guy goes, hey, Alex, like your show. And I'm going, okay. And the other guy goes, this guy's a troublemaker, and tried to intimidate me. And it was like a little kid, but they're acting tough. This guy's a troublemaker. And he did this look at me. You could tell the guy was just a sack of weak garbage. And I thought it was a joke. And I was like, huh? And he was like, yeah, where you going? Like, and I was just like, you are a sack of trash. You are a cowardly worm. You must have a hellish life. You can't get a woman. I guarantee it. You're a loser. And you'll always be a loser no matter what anybody says. You were born a loser, and you are a loser, and you're an American filth. And we're going to take this country back, and you're going to be brought to justice along with your banker bosses. But, I mean, it's such a joke when you pull up to a checkpoint in the middle of the country and there's troops and cops and TSA potbellies directing them, and they're bugging their eyes out at you, and state police have got drill sergeant hats on with their eyes all slit, looking at you like they're gunslingers, and you're there with your kids, and they march over and order you around, and I can't take it anymore. I'm like, no, you're drug dealers. The government's criminal. I don't care anymore. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take them anymore. They're terrorists. They're murderers. They're drug traffickers. They're scum. They're Nazi, commie, absolute filth, and I see them, and I'm calling them out.